What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki back out with another Chris Watts video. But today is a little special. It's a little different today. We're going to watch a video from Crafted Evidence. If you guys have not watched her channel, I suggest you go over there. She's a retired journalist, so she knows her stuff. She knows how to dig deep and get into the nitty-gritty of the good stuff. And we're going to watch her newest video of the Chris Watts case. FBI agent Tammy Lee collaborates with a prison informant of Chris Watts. So we're actually going to do this where we watch it, and at the end, we're going to have a kind of like a Q&A, but with Jennifer herself. So, with that being said, grab a chair, get comfortable. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that white bar icon down the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it. So when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that Zowoki myself has posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, I thank you guys so very much for the love and support that you do show on my channel. We just hit 66,000, and it's all because of you guys. So show that love over to Crafted. Give her some love. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. Watch her stuff. Give her the love that she deserves. She's almost to 4,000 subscribers. So with that being said, let's get into the video.
Hey there, crafties. Welcome to another video. Today I have some painting to do. I am making coasters for a client. And I thought we could listen to a call that some people have not heard before.
That's me. I've never heard this call. She told me about it, but I've never heard it.
A inmate named David, who we can talk about.
David. We haven't heard of David before. We've heard of Dylan. We heard of, what was that other guy's name? Drawing a blank, but it wasn't David.
After the video, we listened to the audio, called Tammy Lee 2 times and said, I have some inside info on the Chris Watts case. Nothing ever came of this from what we know.
Why not?
I have reached out to David to see if he would be willing to talk with us on our channel.
Is David still in jail? Or is he out?
And I will keep you posted. But let's have a listen. I'm not the first person to hear these calls.
Oh, okay.
A couple other creators have done videos on these years ago. But like I said, I just freshly started my YouTube page, so we are going to have a listen to them, and they may be new to you. But let's take a look.
Hello?
Hey, is this Daniel?
No, it's actually David.
It's David, okay. I thought your first name was Daniel.
Tammy Lynn was your name?
Yes.
Okay. You said you was calling me about a voicemail left on that was voicemail?
Yeah, that's correct. So I'm actually the one that handled that case, so I was just going to call back. I had another lady call me, probably last week, that said that you had information as well, that you had been an inmate with Chris Watts in prison.
Yeah, I was at on 2 different occasions.
Okay.
I was at Dodge whenever he first stopped there in 2018. And then,
Okay, so remember, Dodge is 2018. Remember, he was in 2 separate prisons, just to kind of give you an idea.
He never went to Illinois, okay? That was a something. I'm not saying anything about that one, but he is not in Illinois.
I was there last September all the way through February with him. And he told me that Nicole killed his daughters and killed Stan.
No,
he couldn't kill his daughters because they felt that he shouldn't kill his daughters because he wouldn't be able to stomach being able to kill them.
Okay.
So they hear this information and they did nothing.
So he said that Nikki killed the little kids, the little girls, and he killed his wife?
Yeah, and he was protecting her because he didn't want her to go to prison. He was already going down for murders anyway, so he was never getting out.
And you think about it too, this man has nothing to lose. I mean, he's not gonna like get anything from this, like money or what have you, because there was no like what they call it, reward. So him coming forward, probably because it's true.
Why did he decide to tell you this?
Because we talked a lot about the church, and I told him that I wouldn't judge him. I just wanted to know what was going on, and that's when he told me that Nicole killed his daughters and killed Shanann.
Now remember, this is not Dylan Tallman. Dylan Tallman is the inmate who wrote the book with Chris, which has since been pulled. If you don't know about that book, you can take a look at the live stream that Timeless Mysteries and I did on Sunday night, where we talk about the book in detail. This is a different inmate.
And he was going to go down for it anyway, so you might as well just take responsibility for all of it.
Yeah, he didn't want Nicole or Nikki to take any of it because he loved her and he wanted to protect her.
Makes sense.
If you're curious, I am using Folk Art Chalk Paint White. And this is a gel stain called Walnut, both at Hobby Lobby.
And when did he tell you this? In 2018 or this last time?
This last time whenever I went there.
So, and you said September to February of what years?
September 2020 to 2021. I just got out in February. All of us on the same unit together.
And what is compelling you to tell us this now?
Because I didn't want to come forward because I'm afraid for my safety, but I also wanted justice for the little girl and Shanann.
You can hear he has.
I mean, it makes sense for what he's got evidence, he's got information, so I can understand the scare or being scared for yourself. And like she says, he's got kids and so forth, so it makes sense.
As kids in the background, so I can understand where he would be worried about his safety of himself and his family.
Yeah, I think that whoever else is involved needs to be.
Yeah, for sure. Did he give you any details about how it happened?
He said that Nikki mothered the girls and he choked Shanann out, and he didn't want the baby. He didn't want Nico, and he was afraid that she was going to take the house and that he would never see the kids. And they wanted to live together, so that's why he did. But I don't really, all I know is that he had choked Shanann and she mothered the girls.
Do you know if she helped do anything else?
She helped with Shanann, so probably getting rid of Shanann.
As far as their disposal or...
So, do you think Tammy Lee's entertaining this conversation? Because I do.
I think she's entertaining the idea, but I think she's also kind of hesitant. That's why she's asking why didn't you come to us sooner? Or how did, like, she's probing questions to see if there's more to it that can make the story valid. So
she seems to be asking him detailed questions. Like, do you know who did what? I find that kind of interesting. She is entertaining this conversation because think about it. I'm sure that thousands of tips came into the FBI's call center after this happened.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it.
But she is entertaining this one.
Sorry, I'm just taking some notes. Do you know anything else about what he said? Do you remember anything else?
I don't remember anything else at this point, probably because I try not to think about it, but yeah, is this the number to call you back on?
It is. Yeah, for sure. This is my cell phone. So would you consider yourself like kind of his friend in there? Like, was he like confiding in you, or how did it get brought up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him a lot. Whenever I first went there, we talked a lot about the Bible because he's real religious now, and I told him that I can't judge him for what he's done or what happened,
So he probably confided in this David, and David was like, yeah, I'll never say anything. I'll keep it to myself. And then it probably just ate at him. And he's like, I got to tell somebody.
Over time, as I was spending time with him, is one story to open up to me.
What did he say was going through his head?
That everything was just too much, and he didn't want Nico to begin with, and he just wanted his life with
He didn't want Nico to begin with, but yet he was the one that wanted the child to begin with. That doesn't make sense.
start over and not worry about what I was gonna try to do to him.
So where are you at now?
Okay, I live in Wisconsin.
Oh, you live in Wisconsin? Okay.
Yeah, and not Green Bay.
How far is that from Dodge?
But
Okay.
yeah, and not Green Bay.
So he's still in Wisconsin.
How far is that from Dodge?
But north. We were there for just that where you going, but this last time I didn't have the sound that you kept getting Dodgers.
Okay. And then how long were you in there in 2018? Do you know the dates you were in there?
Yeah, I went there in October 2018, and I got out in January 2019.
And when do you think this would have been in your last stint? September to February. When in there do you think he would have opened up to you? You know? When
There's a, I don't know the exact date, but October.
in October? Okay.
She's asking very good questions. Again, I would have loved to see Tammy like 1-1 or Tammy Lee versus Nicole Lee. I would have loved to see her tear Nicole apart.
Did you talk at all about like having to drug the little girls or like how?
Smothered them with a blanket H. I want to say that it was at the gravesite, but I'm not sure.
So that she was out there? Did she help them get in the oil tanks and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. FBI, Graham Coder and I, we're the ones that worked on the case. If we wanted to come out there and talk to you, would you be willing to like have a actual formal interview with us?
Yeah, I can do that.
Would you be willing to do that? Okay. So I have your number. Let me talk to him, and can I get with you next week, and we can maybe figure out a time to come chat with you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And you have my number. That's my cell phone number that I gave you. So
Why have I not heard this
I'll
phone
put in my
call?
cell phone, and so if there's anything else that comes up before I get back with you next week, give me a shout, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, David. I appreciate it.
Have a good week.
All right. You too.
Seems like a nice guy.
That would be the longest week of my life waiting to hear back from Tammy Lee. How do you feel about that? So, Tammy Lee does reach back out to him.
No.
Hey.
Hey, Tammy, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I talked to Graham Coder, the FBI guy.
Yeah.
That was with me. So we're still trying to work on trying to figure stuff out. We're trying to get, some kind of, any kind of, corroborating evidence that we can find to show that she was possibly involved.
Oh, I wish Tammy would have talked to Nicole. Oh, gosh. I wish she would have talked to her.
As far as like phone data and,
You have a phone ping. You have her deleting evidence. She was possibly seen that morning by next door neighbors. Multiple.
all that kind of stuff. So we're still working on our end with that stuff. Kind of going back through records so that she was possibly involved.
Wait. to me sounds like her saying, "We are still investigating." What do you think?
You know, as far as like phone data and all of that kind of stuff. So we're still working on our end with that stuff. Kind of going back through records and things like that. So, have you learned anything since we talked last, or?
Just that she said that she was there and that she killed the girl and he killed the man and wanted to be with her. And he didn't want Nico was hesitant that she was gonna make him do like shenanigans.
Say that again, the last part?
That he didn't want whatever Chanel was gonna try to do to her.
Okay. Okay. You mean as far as like keeping the kids from him and stuff?
Yeah,
Or?
the kids from him and everything else. Can you hold on 1 second one more time? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
That's okay. So, and David, I don't know if this is going to be, a thing or not, but would you be willing to take a polygraph to show that you're telling the truth about what Chris told you?
Okay, so you're telling me Tammy's wanting to give a polygraph to this David, which, thank God for that, but we're not going to do a polygraph for Nicole?
Yeah, I would be willing to do that.
Okay.
He literally just said, I'd be willing to do that. So, did we do it?
Okay. Well, let me, Graham is out of pocket the next few days, so let me get with him, and like I said, we're still going over some records, and as soon as I can figure that out, I talked to the boss in our major crimes unit, and we're going to try and see if there's a possibility we could come out and chat with you and possibly do a polygraph.
Okay.
Just so we can, show that it's legit.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. Okay. So if you have any other, if anyone contacts you or if you have any questions, you can text me or give me a shout. But otherwise, I'll probably give you a shout next week, and after we have more time to go through some records and see what we can find.
Okay.
Okay.
That works.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, after that, have not heard anything more.
Oh!
If they went out to Wisconsin to interview him,
Please do this.
I am going to reach out once again to Tammy Lee and Slater, who is above Tammy Lee, and ask them, did you guys go out and do this interview? What became of it?
Man,
I probably will not get a response
you know she's a journalist when she's digging.
back, but I'm just doing it for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Part of me, after hearing this, thinks they are still investigating this case. They just need slam dunk evidence.
They need the I don't have the chords. But they want I'm not they want the connect. They want the, like she said, slam dunk, the golden trophy of evidence to get the, oh my gosh.
Evidence. And Tammy Lee pretty much just said it there herself. There's a possibility funding did not get approved for them to go to Wisconsin.
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for them to go. I'll do it.
I don't know if
I'll take
you
out a loan.
can do a polygraph over the phone. I don't believe so. You
No.
need to be hooked up to it and all of that. But it would be interesting. I don't know, you guys. I feel like the guy is telling the truth.
I think he's telling the truth too.
And I don't think anyone would be like, yeah, I'll do a polygraph test if they're lying. So let me know what you guys think.
Well, I mean, Chris Watts took a polygraph and he thought he could probably beat it. So,
hopefully I can do an update to this video.
oh, I want to see an update.
I want to
so
say
bad.
I appreciate all of the new subscribers. I appreciate any donations you guys made. That money goes towards filing requests for police reports. I also like to try to get my own records requests, and the audio sometimes has to physically come in the mail on a CD. So it can be a long process. So thank you guys again for the support, and let me know what you think in the comment section.
Oh my gosh. So we're going to pause right there, and then we're going to talk to Jennifer and get some more scoops.
Okay.
No, I thought it was funny.
Okay. So it is recording if you want to start.
Okay. So, guys, I am here with finally Jennifer from Crafted Evidence. Crafted Evidence. I keep wanting to say Craft Evidence instead of Crafted Evidence podcast. We just watched the video, and this is what I told you guys, that we're going to talk to her at the end. Yeah, and I'm kind of floored. So, Jennifer, take it away. What you wanted to add?
Yeah. So my comment section is blowing up with people saying DA Rourke is not going to allow this. But I want people to know the DA is under Tammy Lee. Tammy Lee is a part of CBI, FBI. So that's a whole different organization than DA Rourke. So he could say stop all you want, but they don't have to listen.
So they can start their own
separate investigation. And I think it would be obviously a federal investigation because they're a higher branch than the local Frederick, Colorado Police Department. And I think a lot of people are getting confused that Frederick, Colorado started this investigation and they brought the big guns in to finish the investigation by interviewing Chris, but we never saw the FBI actually interview Nicole.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking differently now that I've reviewed all of this, and I've reached out to Tammy Lee for an interview. Obviously, haven't heard back, but I'm thinking they may still be gathering, evidence. Like she even kind of said it herself in a way.
Well, it sounded like they had a call in 2022.
Yeah.
So,
and they wanted to go there.
And they're looking at the evidence to see if they can tie in possibly NK's involvement.
Well, and it's interesting. They continue to say twice on that call, we're looking into the cell phone data. We're looking into the cell phone data.
I really hope that Tammy either gets to you or you are able to talk to David and find out more.
Yeah. You also have to put yourself in David's shoes. Like,
true.
He is scared. You get out of prison and you're trying to start a new life. You don't want to get fired from your job and have people think of you as an ex-convict, right? You want to move on with your life and start fresh. But obviously it was weighing heavy on his mind. And you hear him in the call say, I want justice for Shanann.
And I definitely validate that he wants to protect himself and whoever is with him and so forth. So if he doesn't come out, I definitely understand. Just hopefully we can do this the right legal way.
Right. And if they are open investigating right now, they are not going to do anything to screw that up by talking to the media or doing interviews with us. So I guess we will wait and see.
Okay, well, you guys heard it from Jennifer, a retired journalist, so she knows what she's doing. She knows how to dig and get in those little spots. But definitely, I feel that, I mean, I've looked into it too. I've always thought that the FBI and the CBI and stuff like that, they were always above, but everybody kept telling me the DA was above them. And I'm like, is it? Because FBI can go internationally everywhere.
Right.
So that's why I was just like, I don't think so. So now that you kind of confirmed it, it's definitely interesting how it's gonna
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, and you know, it's hard. You kind of have to dig around to understand the legal system, and also know what your rights are. A lot of us can reach out for these reports and get things confirmed ourselves. Like, I'm nobody special. I just have the training to do this, to know the right people to reach out to, and legally, we are able to get these reports. We pay tax dollars, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, guys, you heard it from Jennifer. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, make sure you guys go over to her channel, subscribe, comment, like, and share. You know the deal. Watch her old stuff and watch her new stuff. Watch all of it. And anything else, Jennifer?
No, that's it. And he'll see you in the next video.
I can't wait.